All right. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to join me. My name is Ben Morgan, and I will be walking you through fuel marketing and exactly how we have been able to help pest control customers acquire new customers for themselves at scale and doing so at an average of under 50% all in, which is huge. So I know what you're thinking. Many marketing companies make bold claims, but they do not back it up. That is not what we are here at Fuel. We are a little different in the marketing space, mainly because we're entrepreneurs just like you. And we've ran pest control businesses and owned and successfully ran and scaled our own pest control business. And so, having done that, it helped us really get into the nitty gritty of what needed to happen to pivot away from the very expensive, unsustainable model of paying what we were paying on door to door while focusing on building the value within our brand and focusing on retention and growth and ancillary services and all the other things. I actually recently met with a pest control owner who currently owns one of the top grossing pest companies in America on the PCT top 50. He said he had paid $80,000 to a marketing company who ended up generating just 46 accounts for them. I was literally blown away. We're talking well over $1,700 to acquire a customer, to mention just the pain of having to see that much money go out for the yield. So, had they been using our services at that time, which they now do and are very happy, they would have acquired over 200 clients, more than 4 times that of their previous marketing company. So I'm going to show you how all this works. But before I do, I do want to give you a little bit of history on us, who we are, and how this all works. First and foremost, like I've mentioned, we are entrepreneurs just like you. This is a key difference between us and any other marketing company. We founded a company called Rocktomic Labs back in 2019. Rocktomic Labs is a supplement manufacturing company. We grew that company from zero in revenue to over 10 million a year in just the first 2 years. It's now the third fastest growing health company in the US. It was number 443 on the Inc. 5000 last year in our fourth year of business. Launching that business gave us the experience to help other companies with their marketing, and that's because of how we had to learn it. In 2021, we took what we had learned in the supplement vertical and applied that to our pest control business, and quickly realized that we could help scale not just our business, but many other businesses for a fraction of what the industry is used to paying to get new customers in a dense area at scale. So I'm excited to share a case study with you that we built highlighting the value of our marketing program compared to our traditional mode. So let's jump into how it works. The reason we have so much success for our clients in the pest control space is simply due to our vast experience of learning what to do, and more importantly, what not to do when it comes to marketing. Having grown multiple Inc. 5,000 companies of our own has taught us quite a bit. And we're not a one-trick pony here. We run ads now for several different verticals, including veterinary care, dental offices, solar companies, roofing companies, pest control businesses, home service vertical. We run it and are finding success in every avenue, because once you have the formula and understand the equation, it's putting it together and helping other companies see the value. So also run ads on many verticals, including Google, YouTube, Facebook, Bing, TikTok, Twitter, Home Advisor, X, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, right? You name it, we run it, and it converts well for us based off what we've learned. So we often actually will cover the ad spend for our clients as well as we're running the ads, which is another thing that's a little bit different. We're not charging upfront for a retainer plus this plus that. We will cover the full expense of this thing as well. That's how confident we are in our marketing efforts. But that's obviously something we build to as we build a relationship, and it comes as a case by case kind of situational thing. But for all of our current clients, after we go through that onboarding sequence and we're kind of on the same page, we cover all the ad spend, everything up front, which is great. So in addition to running the ads, we do offer all of the other ancillary marketing services as well, which would include landing page design, ad copy, email copy, blog posts, message sequencing, follow-up sequences. Everything is part of our agency cost, which I'll discuss more in detail shortly. But I also did want to mention, we often will serve as another arm of our client's current marketing team, not necessarily a full-on replacement. Split testing and making sure things work before you full-on abandon anything is highly recommended. That said, we often work in tandem with, up until the point where it makes sense to replace or to pivot in a direction that makes more sense. So you can focus on what you do well and let us focus on what we do well. But let's hop into how the lead flow works, just so we can cover all of that. Now, one other key factor, we do have exclusive relationships with all the companies we're running ads for. Having now spent tens of millions of dollars on their ad platforms and having conversions that are industry records, we do have a relationship that we built with direct contact at each of those companies, which helps us by giving us some insider data and access to analytics that most people don't see. This helps us avoid wasting your ad dollars and really scale the strategies that are working. Not just working on our ads either, ads that may be working in the industry, in competing industries or similar industries, different things that happen as the algorithm is changing. We're able to see kind of underneath the covers, underneath the hood, if you will, what's happening in real time so that we can diagnose the problem a lot faster and find winners, cut losers, and do everything. For example, our Google rep often will share ad strategies that are working for other businesses that are in competing industries, but still the service industry. And we're able to apply what they're doing in testing and find early winners with new marketing tools and new marketing sequences that launch all the time. Because as you can understand, these ad platforms are consistently trying to find ways to make the ad dollars convert. Because if ad dollars convert to new sales, you'll spend more money on ads, and it's a vicious cycle that gives them lots and lots of money. And so we play really nice that way, because we only work with brands who are prepared to actually scale their business, who are serious about the growth. If you're a startup or someone with a small budget, less than $30,000 a month for ads, we would not be a good fit for you. So now let's cover the lead flow. So all of the leads that click on the ads we generate for you will call you directly. Once they click on the lead, this lead Google sheet is created where all of the leads will automatically flow in, shows the date, the time that lead came through, customer name, any notes that are getting put on there by your sales rep, what state the calls came in. There's a disposition column. If it's sold, you can list the annual contract value. If you have a third-party CRM, we can also set up API calls or zaps to merge the data directly into the lead section of your software of your choice, if that's something you're looking at. But a customer of ours has their own Google sheet just like this that we use to optimize our ads. And so it's important that we're on the same page of making sure there's follow-up happening, that columns are getting marked correctly so that we can find the winners, the losers, and cut the losers and scale the winners. Now, I want to show you the case study we put together on Anthem Pest Control. Again, this is how our agency came to be. In 2021, we decided to take what we had learned with Rocktomic and apply it to the pest space vertical. Needless to say, it's been a massive success for Anthem and now many other pest companies. We helped Anthem increase their total revenue by 35% in 7 months of starting these strategies. We also reduced the acquisition cost per account by nearly 40% and reduced their customer churn significantly through these efforts. If you own a pest control company, or if you work for one and are in charge of acquisition in any way, you know what a big deal it is to be able to acquire customers for an average of less than 50% with high sticky rate and good annual contract values. Companies, when they're doing acquisitions, will routinely pay 1.5 up to a 3 multiple or higher for their customers' growth via an acquisition mode. We're talking about acquiring customers who are immediately loyal to your brand for 4 to 6 times cheaper than that. And you're in charge of the customer experience with these from day one, which is huge. And these are not the door-to-door current quality that we're seeing in the marketplace, where it's all about CV, not about retention, just pretend growth. That's not what you get with us. You get growth and retention, because retention matters. It matters a lot. And that's all we're focused on, is growth with retention. So what would it mean? What would it mean for your company to be able to acquire high quality customers for less than 50% of the contract value? And I want to add, when customers are actively seeking you out, as they are when they're on Google looking for a quality provider, and they find the ads we put together and they call you, those accounts are way more sticky via inbound sales than they would be from that door-to-door forced interaction, sign right here, we'll get you done right now type movement, right? I have a good friend who recently exited a pest control company that he had ran for about 30 years. He sold his business for a little over $60 million. All of his business was from inbound sales and SEO marketing online. And his average stick rate for his customers was over 62 months, over 5 years. Very, very uncommon to have over 75% of your customer base be with you for more than 5 years. So pretty cool stuff. So back to our case study on Anthem. In 2023, we serviced 2.1 million in new business for them. And now that we had proven out the concept for Anthem, we've onboarded several other large pest control companies. As you can imagine, when they saw what we were doing, they said, let's test it out. And as that scaled and grown, their costs are lower than with any of their other door-to-door acquisition modes, marketing companies they're hiring to go door-to-door for them. And we're able to scale as well, ad spend and leads, and outperform those door-to-door acquisitions as well. So in the case of Anthem, in 2024, we're slotted right now and on pace to produce over $6 million just in the Atlanta, Georgia market and the surrounding areas. Anthem will also put on roughly another $3.5 million from door-to-door sales in 2024, and they're slotted to do a little over $3 million with termite as well in Atlanta. So massive 2024 goals, but the ringleader of that growth is the online, more affordable model for acquisition, which is online customers. So due to our relationship with ad platforms like Google, Instagram, right, all these other pages, Facebook, we are often able to outrank the majority of the competition, even massive companies like Terminex and Orkin. And guys, if you're in Atlanta, obviously we cannot help you. We're already running ads for Anthem in Atlanta. Once we're running ads for any company in a market, we shut off that market and will not work with any competitors. A couple reasons. We don't want to dilute our own ad spend dollars. We want the conversions to be applicable. We want all lead sources that are coming in a market to go to our, vetted current client that's working with us in that market. So we can't guarantee that we're going to rank number one, right? For all companies we run ads for, of course not. But there is a certain formula that works well to rank on Google. And this is another reason why we only work with one company per major market. Again, we cannot cannibalize our ranking and dilute the ad spend for any of our clients. We want to have the best conversion possible, because the more affordable and the better conversion, the happier our clients, you, would be with us, and the longer the relationship and the better the juice that we're making. So I will say confidently, however, if you have a good online reputation, if you have a good amount of reviews on Google, I would say a 4.5 rating or higher, and a minimum monthly ad budget of $30,000, then the likelihood of us getting you in the top 3 spots on Google are quite high. But the higher the budget you have, the higher you're going to rank as well. Simply put, Google likes good reviews, quality ads that convert, and a healthy, growth-minded partner that's willing to spend money and invest on running ads on their platform. That's how you solidify your ranking, and they work with you to get you listed at the top so you can get the majority of the calls, so that you can get the majority of the conversions, and so that everything goes smooth. Additionally, other things like the more locations you have, the better. For example, if you have 20 locations in major cities across the US, it's safe to say 100% we could add $20 to $40 million in new business for your company at a sub 50% average acquisition rate with our model. This is all based on data and results that we have already garnered for multiple clients, not just dubious speculation and empty promises. Okay. So let's jump into some of that data, as we're all about showing you what we can do instead of just telling you. Here's a breakdown of the ad spend for Anthem in 2023. In total, we spent $894,000 here. Boom. See if I can get this to play. Here we go. In total, we spent from January 1st to December 31st, 2023, $894,000 here on the ads here. And here's a breakdown of the service revenue for Anthem in 2023. This censored piece you're going to see is just to protect the identity of their sales reps. But as you can see, we serviced just over $2 million in new business for Anthem through this channel, a total of $2,097,000 in service contract value. Now, our reps can take calls and operate in Pest Routes, Pest Pack, or other CRMs as needed, right? Some additional training may be required if it's not Pest Routes or Pest Pack, but we are able to operate in those and can obviously learn how to sales and schedule the services if you want our salespeople handling your inbound calls. Two modes of acquisition. One is where the calls go to your sales team, and the second is where the calls go to our sales team. So just to recap, $894,000 total agency for Anthem in 2023 was $60,000. That's the amount they spent to have us run the ads. Total service contract value in 2023, $2,097,000. Total acquisition for them, 45.49%. We have other brands where we've ran over $3 million in 2 offices at a 42% acquisition rate. Another company with 17 offices we're running ads for, 47.6%, and well over $14 million in acquisition. So it just really depends, but on average, our goal is to acquire between 45 to 50%. That's a win all day long. But we do actually have a guarantee as well. And I'll talk about that here in just a few minutes, but we guarantee and cap your acquisition cost with both options, with option 1 or with option 2. And I'll cover that here in detail a little bit more. Now, let's talk about online reputation. This is a huge variance between us being able to acquire at 42, 45, 47% compared to 50, 53, 55, 60%, right? That's a huge difference. It really comes down to the online reputation and the response time of getting the negative reviews taken care of and addressed even. A lot of people just leave negative reviews unresponded to. Anthem has over 8,000 Google reviews just in the Atlanta market. We maintain a very high Google rating. This helps with the online ads conversion tremendously. The good news is our agency actually helps you get more Google reviews for your business. You may already have a review process. You might be using Podium or one of the other 20 different services that help you get quote unquote more reviews. But we understand the metric here and obviously have proven that by our rankings. But we will help you get more reviews like crazy because it helps us do our job better. We helped Anthem garner more 5-star reviews than any other company in the markets that they're working in and running ads in. Terminex, Orkin, the big guys. and any other local rep as well. We have more reviews than anybody else in the Atlanta Metroplex for them. And we can help you do it pretty quickly too. If you're just getting started, we have a couple different tools that we work with to really help scale that up. Now, this is super important. Our agency program is obviously valuable, right? But it only works for certain type of pest control owners. As much as we'd like to work with everyone, we know that our marketing will not work for certain companies. Our program, again, it's not for startups. It's not for companies with low cash flow. It's not for companies who don't have good reviews online and can't afford to spend at least $30,000 or more year round every month to acquire new customers, and spend even more in the on-season months, right? April, May, June, July, August. Those are the months where you get most of the juice. Minimum $30,000. Spending with Anthem some weeks to spend $800,000. Some months during the peak season we were spending $200,000 a month. So it really just depends on how much you want to grow, how much you want to scale. Again, we have two programs. It depends on your need. Our first program is geared towards companies who already have a good infrastructure, have call floor sales agents or customer service agents that are talented enough to, close somebody down who's raising their hand to be signed up. As long as you have people that are talented enough to do that, we recommend option one, right? If we will get your phone ringing. We will generate a lot of quality prospects to be closed. And our costs are more fixed for this program, and it allows for a lot of scale if you have multiple offices, okay? Our second program is if you want a more turnkey solution where we provide our own in-house sales team for you. This means we do all the marketing and the lead generation, just like the first program, but we also field the sales calls, close down the new customers, and schedule the initial service for you. All you have to do is show us how you'd like your appointment scheduled, and then you go service your new accounts. So let's walk through both options. Our first plan is very popular, obviously, as you're able to acquire customers typically between 40 to a maximum of 60%. Okay, we do cap the exposure at 60%. We charge $5,000 per state to run all your ads, write all your ad copy, set up your pixels, automate your leads, build your sales funnels, work with retargeting sequencing, help you with your online reputation, manage all of the sales attribution and sales analytics. You're provided with a Google Sheet where all the leads that are exclusively generated for your company go to your company. And as part of your contract, we agree not to advertise for any other company in the markets within each state that you're running ads with us for you, okay? This ensures you get the best return on your investment that's possible. We also have a personal guarantee on your acquisition rate, which again is capped at 60%. So we will not charge you more than 60%. If the acquisition cost is higher than 60%, we cover it for you and still generate the leads, okay? How do we do that? Well, we'll jump into that in just a few minutes, but what's important to understand is we're so confident and we know we can help you scale this thing up that we cap your exposure at 60%, okay? So here's an example of what it would look like if you hired our agency to run ads for your company. And being that I don't know how large your company is, and this is an online chat here, this is 3 different versions of plan number 1, right? Option number 1, let's say you're in one state, $1 million of ad spend. You have our $60,000 in agency fees. If you had $1 million in ad spend to spend on the year, our goal and what our estimated cost to acquire, if you spent the 1 million, 1.06 million, which includes our fee, we would generate $2.32 million in estimated pest control sales for you. If you do termite, we would generate more. But if you don't do termite, $2.32 million off of the 1 million in ad spend. If you're in 5 states, okay, $5 million in ad spend, we cap our agency fees at $25,000 per month, okay, or $300,000 per year. So you would spend $5.3 million if you were in 5 states. Doesn't matter how many offices are in each state. You might have 6 offices in one state. That $5,000 would cover that, all of them in that state. But it's capped at $300,000. You spend $5.3 million If you're not doing termite, we would, our estimation based off all the data, 11.62 million in pest control sales there. Now, if you're in 15 states, if you're a larger company, you're still capped at 300,000 for the ad spend, okay, for the agency fees, plus your ad spend. So if you spent 15 million, a million per state, plus the 300,000, you'd put in 15.3, and we would generate 34.88 million in pest control sales. If you are doing termite, we would estimate around a 20 to 35% additional volume based on having termite available and how we sell it online. So that's huge. Keep in mind, these are the averages, right? There's always variance in acquisition costs from market to market, from month to month. But in general, the acquisition costs are quite common across the board, across the country, north, south, east, west, but they can range from 40 to 60%, right? The reason there's variance comes down to several factors. Our guarantee of 60% is based on you ensuring you're at least 80% sales to service ratio, meaning we're generating quality leads. You obviously need to sign up a certain percentage of those. Once you've sold it, we want to make sure they're getting their service. So that's something you're fully in control of. So as long as you're at 80%, we cap your exposure and guarantee you will not be charged above 60%. Okay? Excuse me. Now, I already covered this, but our agency fee is capped, $25,000 per month, $300,000 per year, whether in 5 states or all 50 states. And I want to be sure I highlight what you can expect in terms of the average acquisition rate by season. In order to maintain a relationship with the ad platforms and ensure that the algorithm for the ads and everything stays intact, it's crucial that we run ads on a year-round basis. Ads lose their optimization if you shut them down, if you pause them. And this is a huge mistake we see across all industries, is that they only run ads when it's seasonal. Now, you don't need to have the same ad budget, right, per month. But we're always going to, even in the off seasons, acquisition rates are higher during the off seasons, months, even above 60%. Our guarantee is based on the average rate throughout the entire year. Okay, throughout the entire year. So it's not based on, if there's a month where we're over 60%, like say we're at 70% during a month, you're still going to pay the ad spend during those months. But at the end of the year, if the average was over 60, we refund you the difference. Okay, it won't be, but if it was, we would. In order to maintain our relationship, it is again important that we continue to have ads turned on to remain with those algorithms, continuing to optimize and get dialed in. Otherwise, you lose your scale capabilities, especially moving into the following season where you need to start ramping up because everyone's trying to start competing. If your ads are already opted in and set up and converting still, and we, incrementally do the tweaks to our ad spend and campaigns and getting things scaled, the success happens much, much faster. Otherwise, it can completely start over, has to relearn the algorithm, and it's not great. So in the season, our marketing program runs, April through October. The combined total of the companies we ran ads for averaged 45.7 last 2 seasons. Okay. We see a range though from 40 to 55%. So for cash flow purposes, depending on your sales to service ratio, the quality of your sales reps, your lead follow-up, etc., if you're calling people who were sold and then didn't get service for some reason and getting them back on the books, back on the schedule, other key factors like that, that will really, really impact the initial service price, right, for new customers and rescheduling of sold but not serviced. So it's critical to ensure accounts are serviced quickly, that the service staff is incentivized to get things serviced quickly and to follow up with things that don't get serviced, to ensure that every interaction is professional and that these customers feel assisted whenever possible to reschedule any account on the docket that's been sold. And guys, calls are coming in from all over the market that you're servicing. And so we recommend setting up the call center services just on your regular routes so that every single tech in a community is doing 1 to 3 starts per day on average, rather than just trying to schedule these on a few guys and have them doing 5 or 6 jobs throughout the whole day and driving all over Timbuktu. Much, much better to put these services on your recurring routes and have each of those guys perform some starts every day to grow out the marketplace in their zones. Off season for us runs November through March. You can expect 50 to 65% average acquisition. There's a dip in obviously overall demand, since demand does drop slightly pest space over these months. But even though the rates are slightly higher in the off season, again, it is crucial that we continue to run ads. Our goal is to earn your business for years to come. Obviously, we do this by providing quality and affordable leads that convert to new customers. With option one, your team is selling the customer, setting expectations, responsible for securing payment, responsible for selecting a service date, and getting the account taken care of quickly. Your staff is responsible for servicing it the right way as well. Our job with option one is to get the high quality prospects calling you. Your job is to sign them up and service them. So as long as you're doing your job, getting things serviced that you sell, based off the years of data we have doing this and the millions in ad spend, we guarantee your exposure is capped at 60% all-in cost or lower. Okay, if you're at 45.7, that's all you're paying. But we cap your exposure, so it's essentially risk-free acquisition, you guys. This has never been done in the marketplace, but it's risk-free acquisition. Worst case, you're at 60% as long as you're running a quality service, right? You must be at 80% sales to service ratio for the guarantee to apply. Plan number two. Our second plan is for companies who want us to provide sales reps on their behalf. Some of our clients don't have the infrastructure in place, or they're focused on door-to-door growth or preparing for an exit, maybe powered by private equity, and they're needing to have other verticals to scale up quality revenue that's consistent and that's you don't have to accelerate. Right? So if you're wanting to add $1 million in CV per branch, you would need to be able to handle 80 to 100 calls per day, because you're spending money on ads and your salespeople need to be talented and capable. There's nothing worse than sending a quality lead to a rep who does not effectively close them down or is not incentivized to take the call serious and squeeze the juice out of each lead that they can. With option two, we pay all of your ad spend 100%. We provide our own sales team to close your deals. We incentivize them. We have everything set up to incentivize them. Your cost to acquire a customer is completely fixed at 75%. 65% of that is paid up front. This is a way to guarantee your rate of return. You're only paying us for what gets serviced, not sold. We pay for all the ad spend, handle the incentives, handle all the hiring, the training of sales reps, all of that. Again, the upfront is 65%. The remaining 10% of contract value will be paid December 25th based on what's active December 1st. And this runs through everything sold by the end of September 2024. October 1st of 2024, the back end for that is not until December 25th of 2025. So we kick it out a full year. It's not based off 2 services or whatever. We're focused on growth and retention. We want to really ensure that we're aligned. We're putting up quality business and getting paid off the things that stick. Now, I do want to emphasize we can only work with so many companies. Obviously, given the amount of time and energy it takes to onboard new clients, keep accounts converting at scale. We provide a full suite of marketing services, as we've already covered, from landing pages, ad copy, all that stuff. We're looking this year, 2024, to work in 50 major markets in the US. We are currently running ads in 18 markets. Okay, we only work with 1 client per market. Now, some of our clients have multiple markets that we're running ads for, but we'll only work in each market with 1 client. Our marketing and sales partnerships are fully exclusive, as we've said, and we work hard to maintain that option 1, 45% is the goal, right? And 75% is the all-in cost if we're doing the sales. With that said, I want to thank you guys for your time and your consideration. I look forward to speaking with you soon. To speak with me and schedule some time to answer any of your one-on-one questions, all you need to do is simply go to calendly.com/pestfuel. There you can book a time. It'll automatically show up on my calendar to see me, to speak to me, and make sure we're a good fit for you, that you're a good fit for us, and other scale and grow. So with that said, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you so much. And we will see you on the inside. Have a good day.